Anybody remember the first one? Everybody loved it? Well, when they invited me to maybe be a part of it, I remember I better not screw up because I could get killed real quick. So I was included and I behaved myself, and then in 4 I became the protege to Jigsaw, and I'm still alive, and thanks to you guys, the whole Saw franchise is still alive. So happy to be here with you and get ready for the next one. Yeah.
So let's talk about your character. You know, when you first signed on, did you know that you were actually going to be a part of it right away, or is that something that later on they were like, you know what, we liked it so much that we're going to add to it?
I remember, do you remember the guy that was twisted, his arms and his neck and his head? They said, do you want to play in that trap? And I said, sure. Or there's another character that may live. And I said, can I play the character that may live? And I think I made a good decision. But they kept me around because the character worked, and that's how it all was born. And I guess every now and then I'm smart. And here I am. Does anybody like Hoffman, or do you hate Hoffman? Who hates Hoffman? Anybody love Hoffman? Ooh, all right.
Thank you. So tell us more about your experience on the set, and what was your favorite part of being in that franchise?
My favorite part is when I live, when it looks like I'm going to die. Does anybody remember the coffin trap? Did you like that? When I gave the little smile? He died, I didn't. I like that. You remember when Jill, I finally got her after she tried to get me? Remember when she got me? And I like that because I didn't die. And she did. So anytime I live, I like it. But they're my favorite traps, the ones that I get out of. But there's so many great traps, and I hope they keep them going.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
They've got to.
So when it came down to it, you said that there were so many traps and that you liked them a lot. Was onto you're looking at them and you're like, that's the trap. I love that. I love the concept of it. And one stuck out more than others.
Well, the ones that really got me were all the ones that had people in them, and then when they have the dummies of the people. Does everybody remember the Jigsaw dummy on the slab? Does everybody remember? There's so many people that were in it, and then they had doubles of them as wax figures. They always freaked me out because they looked exactly like the people. And even Jigsaw, do you remember he was naked on the slab? Well, I thought it was really him, and I'm like, put a towel over his genitals. They had everything, and I'm like, what an actor this is, what a dedicated actor. I said, it's not him, it's a dummy. I said, thank God for that. So I love them all. I mean, there's so much brilliance in the makeup and the designs of the traps and people. So, and I guess that's why part of why you guys like it. So, congratulations to them.
Where do you see your character going in the future?
Killing everybody. Except for Uncle Jigsaw. Look, if I'm included in the next one, I guess I'll get to do something. Did anybody see number 10, X? Yeah. Did you like it? Woo. Did anybody get excited when I stepped up at the end? Good, because apparently the next one's going to be wild. That's what I heard. Don't quote me on that.
Do you have a favorite moment during the film that really stood out versus the other ones, like something that happened on set that behind the scenes?
Well, behind the scenes, Tobin Bell's character was getting the brain tumor taken out. Remember, he was getting operated on? He had to lay there for hours and hours, and every time I went to speak to him, I'd say something and he'd burst out laughing, and it's really fun to see Jigsaw laugh. So that lightened the set a little bit. That was one of my favorite things behind the scenes. As far as in front of the scene, we had a premiere of Saw 5 in Vegas with about 3,000 people. Do you remember the pendulum trap with the guy that killed my sister? when that trap ends, remember it fades to black? Well, I was amongst the people in the cinema, and they went crazy. It's the first time I ever felt like Elvis Presley. And I knew the impact of Saw and the fans, so they stand out.
So I know you have lots of fans down here. Does anybody have a question for you?
Anybody have a question?
All right, stand right there, sir.
I just want to say I love your movies, I love your work, I love your character, and we all love Saw Traps, but do you have a specific favorite or one that sticks out to you?
Well, like I said, I love the ones that I got out, but there's different reasons for different traps. Like the pendulum trap was because of the reaction to the crowd at the beginning of the film. The coffin trap that I went into was because I got away with it. And the ending for him was horrible, and the audience was fooled. But if I go back, do you remember when I get off the chair on the first time in Saw 4 when Donnie Wahlberg cops the blocks of ice around his head? The fact that I stood up and went game over, apparently all the people in the cinema back in the day were like, fuck, that's him, I told you that was he was gonna get it. So that one stands out. Anytime the audience goes crazy, I love that trap. What's your favorite? Which one?
The Angel Trap from Saw. The Angel Trap from Saw 3, the one that they hung Detective carried. I think that has to be my favorite. The rack and the Psycho Trap from Jigsaw. They're like neck on neck.
Well, I love you for that because none of I'm still alive, and thank you for loving me more.
And I love the reverse bear trap you put on Jill. Love that too.
That was my best work ever.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. You're never gonna get killed. I'll always protect you.
Hi, huge fan. I think your work as Detective Hoffman is amazing. But I was wondering, so in the Saw films, there's a lot of different sins that people can get put into Saw traps for. So much as like murder or being married to a jerk who lies about being a Saw trap. I was wondering, what sin do you think is worthy of a Saw trap?
What?
If you were going to put somebody in a Saw trap, what sin would they have to commit?
Anybody that fools with children will get everything ripped off. And that's about that. There's no excuses for interfering with children. And I would do it in real life too, so that's a guarantee.
Thank you so much.
I'll babysit your kids anytime, nobody's coming near them.
Come on, step up, it's all right.
I can be loud. If you had a trap that you did not want to go into, what would it be?
If I had a trap that I didn't want to go into, a trap that they put people in that interfere with children. Because I know how vicious I'd make it. Don't be shy. You want to play a game?
Well, while we have people waiting and trying to figure out different questions that they want to ask you on Saw, you know, you as a legendary actor that you are, you've been in lots of movies and you've had such a good career. You know, what is your favorite type of character that you really enjoy playing?
I've always loved the gangster genre, and I say that Jigsaw and Hoffman has become a good player. I'm pretty proud of that. I think gangsterism is my favorite because you never know what's going to happen. People have to outsmart each other, and there's consequences, stuff like that. Is it me or is it too close? Yeah, I like gangster movies a lot. And if I get to play a gangster, I always love it. Or a bad guy that, you know, redeems himself somehow. It's always fun. to try and play a bad guy, because bad guys have more fun, but it's always good to kill the bad guy, so it depends how lucky you get.
Oh, that's a toss-up, you know.
It's a job, somebody's got to do it, right?
You know, like, you know, for some of the people out here, some of the younger people that are thinking about getting into the movie career, what kind of advice would you give them?
For anybody, I think that if you love something, do it. If you want to be a star, don't do that, because stardom is fleeting and it's a lot of bullshit. But if you're good at something, you'll always rise. And if you love something, you probably become better at it. And you know, go for the dreams and see where you land, but never be too desperate. Never let anybody put you down. If they do, just ignore them and keep moving forward, and you'll find your way. And we should protect our kids to believe in themselves, you know. I'm against bullying. If anybody bullies you, stand up for yourself or get help. And when you get to about 15 to 20, you'll be proud of yourself and nobody will bully you again. And if you need help, call Jigsaw or Hoffman.
I think that would be like an interesting twist, you know, if Hoffman went off and actually had his own TV series, and that was his main thing, is going after bullies and, you know, people that would do that, and show them the ways to change.
Maybe ask me the question again. You're so interesting, I went crazy looking at you. How good does he look? Hey, by the way, if you're in trouble, call him too.
So I just said, you know, if the concept of what you're talking about with the bullies and everything, I think it would be interesting to do a spin-off with Hoffman as his own show or his own movie.
Well, I wonder if people would follow him around. Actually, you know, though, it's kind of like Death Wish, right? If they made Hoffman get bad people all the time, would you watch it?
Would you guys watch a Hoffman series on his own?
I'm going to tell the producers about that.
Yeah, I think
That's
that
a
would
good
be
idea.
wonderful, you know. I would definitely watch it. I would support it.
You're not just handsome, you're smart too.
But yes, you know, so, does anybody else have any more questions about Saw? I saw some new people joining us. Don't be shy, it's okay. This could be once in a lifetime opportunity, talking one-on-one. I know everybody's got questions all the time, and it's okay. Oh, here we go.
All right.
Okay, so if you have another Saw movie coming up, what is an ideal Saw puzzle you would make and a trap you would make that you'd want to put into a movie?
Well, the traps, it depends on what people do. So we don't know what they do. Until they do it, we have to make a trap around that. But my biggest challenge would be to get out of the bathroom, and I know how to do it. But I can't tell anybody because it'll ruin the surprise. But if I got out of that bathroom, would everybody be excited? Because I know how to do it. And that would be my first thing. And then we create the traps. With help. Can't do it myself. But don't worry, you wouldn't be in one. You're too nice.
So do you have any of the projects that you are actually working on that you're excited that you might be able to tell us about?
I've got some movies out there that are streaming. I'm doing a world movie right now with a bunch of guys coming back from war. They find out that there's a corrupt government and they start catching people that are doing bad things. Somebody steals my daughter and they're gonna get it. So, you know, I'm busy. It's good. I can't say much about them until they're done, but you do your best work and you hope the audience reacts. And every now and then I get to save the world, so that's what I'm after.
Excellent, excellent.
I'm not always the bad guy.
Well, sir, it's a pleasure to have you up here. If you guys would like to talk to him more, if you want to have one-on-one questions, because I know we put you on the spot and some of you don't like speaking into a microphone, and that's perfectly fine. You can go ahead and talk to him right over here on his own booth. All right? Let's give him a round of applause, everyone.
Why don't you give yourselves a round of applause? 1, 2, 3. the game is never over. Wow! Thank you, everybody.